This one's just for the people from Oahu, okay? Hawaii is very interesting because they have this aloha culture, which is a little bit more like be nice, stay laid back, hang loose, don't take everything so seriously. So they've got that culture, but it's also the United States of America, which means that on Oahu, every single store you go into has a sign that says like, aloha, my nice ohana. Just letting you know, trespassers will be shot on sight. Mahalo! I was kind of losing my mind a little bit. It was such a mix of like, you know, like let everybody be what everybody wants to be, and then like the end of it was like, we will kill you if you steal something from our store. And I was like, oh, you know what? What can you say? This is my happy place right now, where it's I got like another few hours before I pick up my daughter from daycare, and then we start like a 5-hour playtime, which is just like her pulling out like a Mickey Mouse, a Minnie Mouse, and a Donald Duck, and then her going, you be Mickey, I'll be Minnie. And I say, okay, that's great. How are you doing, Minnie? And she says, I'm doing great, Mickey, how are you? And then she says, you be Donald. And then I say, but I'm already Mickey. And she says, yeah, you be Mickey and Donald. And I'm like, hi, Minnie. And she goes, hi, Mickey. And then I go, don't forget about me, quack, quack. And then she goes, you be Mickey, Minnie, and Donald. And I'm like, what the hell are you going to do? My ass is out here improving like for hours on end in a voice that hurts my throat. 3 different voices that hurt my throat. And you're out there in like your toy kitchen, like cooking up some microplastics. Like, I don't understand. I'm like, you gotta be Minnie. And she's like, I don't want to be Minnie anymore. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be Mickey and Donald if you're not gonna be Minnie. It's crazy, man. And now, how come you don't have a Canadian accent? It's a great question. Thank you for asking. I used to have one. Malf kind of has one. We grew up in the same area. But I got bullied on Xbox Live for having a Canadian accent. You know, I still had the kind of like mean streak in me where when someone annoyed me, I would like try to light them up like the angry man yells at trumpeter outside of that New York building. But it all falls apart if you're like, yeah, well, I bet you still live in your mom's basement, you friggin' hoser. You will be like, wow, bro, you're from Canada. Yeah, nice argument. Turns out, though, you're from Canada. I'd be like, you motherfucker. So I watched a shitload of CNN so I could just sound like I was from somewhere in the United States you couldn't quite place. Tragic news tonight as a dog has fallen into a volcano somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. Authorities say he was a good dog, but the verdict is out on whether or not he will go to heaven. Coming up next, it's Mike Wazowski with sports. Stay tuned. You know what I'm talking about? Cato backed me up, by the way. I am experiencing suburban dad transformation right now. When I was out handling the leaves, multiple people in our neighborhood came over just to talk to me. Like, I was emitting vibes that other suburbanites find irresistible. One guy came over and he said, you got quite the... Yeah, Kate was out there. They just didn't look at her at all. One guy came over to me and said, you're cultivating quite the mushroom garden there. And I said, yeah, don't remind me. He said, oh, don't worry, they're just fairy rings. And I said, oh, really? Do you know how to get rid of them? And then he looked shocked. Like I said something wrong. And he said, no, but they're harmless. And then there was kind of like an uncomfortable period of silence. And he said, I'm going to the mushroom show at Van Dusen Gardens later today. And I was like, oh, fuck, there you go. I was just trying to make some small talk. All of a sudden, I've angered the Mushroom King. I thought we were bonding over having like a clean garden. And all of a sudden, this dude's like in love with mushrooms or something like that. I'm like, well, son of a bitch. Do you know Connor Bedard? I mean, yeah. I don't know him personally for a number of different reasons. One of which is that I'm nearly 35 and he just turned 18. So like we don't run in the same circles. I'm not catching his ass at like, you know, family story time at the library. The other reason is that, I don't know, he's playing in the National Hockey League right now. Wonder if he knows you? I mean, I don't consider this, like, flattering or congratulatory at all. There's probably, like, one dude in the NHL who knows me because they would be like, you know, they were 8 and someone showed them my Isaac video and then they never talked to that person ever again. I didn't say they were fans of mine. I just said, like, probably one person in the NHL at least has seen a Northernlion video. No, I definitely don't think it would be someone like Sidney Crosby, like someone over the age of 25. Because I think if you were born in like 1997, you were not watching YouTube gaming videos when you were playing like junior hockey. But if you were born in 2003, yeah, I think it's definitely possible. I think it's possible before you decided you were going to become an NHL player at age 9. You were like, I'm watching Markiplier videos, and then like maybe my video showed up in like the sidebar. And you're like, let's check this out. And then I was like, well, it is quite an antediluvian item, but you know, nonetheless, it impacts our shot speed, so I consider it perfectly cromulent to pick it up. And then they went, fuck this, dude. I'm going back to Five Nights at Freddy's. You think you'd ever wear a gas mask like Champion Victor? Yeah, if I got a triple canister on the back filled with gamer girl farts, I could see it happening. I'm not gonna do it just to, like, you know, breathe during wildfire season or something like that, but for a good reason, sure, absolutely. Oh, so you can be weird, I'm not allowed to be weird? Isn't your wife watching? Bro, she's even weirder than I am. Kate, back me up on this. You're 34? The internet has to figure out where it stands, okay? Because if my ass is 34 and I'm supposed to be normal, then stop telling me to get a clover lawn. Stop telling me not to rake my leaves because it's bad for the pill bugs or something like that. That is not normal. You're living in a fantasy land. I think you legit need normal friends. That's what I'm saying, man. Choke on it. Sorry, Joe. Joe, sad Joe. Sad Joe with his 98.4% accuracy. Sleepy Joe could never get a perfect score in First Piano Shooter. In Headbangers Rhythm Battle Royale, available now on Game Pass, people. It is. Some people said it was just on console. It's on PC as well. PC and console, people. Game Pass. Free with the subscription, folks. Available now on Truth Gaming with the games they don't want you to play. The games CNN doesn't report on. I'm just gonna say it. This might bother people, but I actually don't care. Motorcycles are not cool. Like, if you drive one, you might be a cool guy, but just riding a motorcycle doesn't make you a cool guy. You know how I know that? Because all the motherfuckers with motorcycles meet up at the Tim Hortons. That is not the place cool guys go to hang out, okay? At every Tim Hortons in Canada, there's always like 9 Fast and the Furious cars parked outside and 32 motorcycles. Like, if you come in with a fucking leather jacket and a bandana and you're like, can I get a chocolate chip cookie, please? Like, you're not cool. Or that specifically doesn't make you cool. That's all I'm saying. You might be cool, but the motorcycle itself is not making you cool. You need to work a little harder. The first time I ever saw someone eat a mango, I was probably aware of the concept of mangoes, but the first time I saw someone eat a mango, I swear this is real. It was a job that I worked at my first year in university, and in the lunchroom, a dude was like 24. He had a knife and a mango and was like going like shh, shh. And I said, what the hell is that? And he said, it's a mango. And I said, where'd you get a mango? He said, I've been eating them for years. I went to like boarding school in Singapore. I was like, what the fuck? He said, you want a slice? He, like Indiana Jones, he sliced me off like a little sliver of mango, and I ate it off the knife like a sub, and I was like, this is the best tasting shit I've ever had in my entire life. Why are they hiding the mangoes from us, man? I'm not American enough to get this. mein Face, wenn da Streamer says that Berliner Wurst comes from Frankfurt and Frankfurts come from Wien and Wieners come from Berlin. Oh mein Gott. Sorry, I tried to make it. 3 legally distinct, visually and flavor identical sausages. It was hard to come up with, honestly. It's actually not funny, it's just offensive. Can I say something controversial? We took it too far in like the mid-2000s with offense. Like, you go back and watch a movie like Old School and you're like, man, listen, did I laugh at it when I saw it in theaters when I was like 13? Yeah. Did I laugh at it when I watched it when I was 31? Yeah, but I was like, they shouldn't be saying that. But we should go back to being a little offensive. Not like to hurt people, but to poke fun. I don't know if we should yet extend into making fun, but I think we should definitely go back to at least poking fun. I should be able to make that joke without saying sorry to all the Germans in chat. Ricky Gervais has a good bit on this. Okay, we should not go back to being a little offensive. We should remain with as sterile as the humor could possibly go. With balls. Me at the cock restaurant, when the server asked me, "Do you want balls with that cock, sir?" Of course I want balls with the cock. That's why I said the meal. If I wanted just the cock, I would have ordered it off the appetizer section. Look, there's 40 seconds left. You're leaving a lobby that is 25 of 30 people. Like, what's wrong with you? They might be getting yoinked into other lobbies. You know that ain't the case. It's exclusively 17-year-olds that are playing Valorant, queuing for headbangers, scrolling through TikTok, scrolling on X, emailing their congressperson, smoking an Elf bar, drinking a Prime energy drink, eating a mini pizza their mom cooked for them in the toaster oven, watching Subway Surfers on one monitor, other monitors got Chibli's stream up, Chibli's playing Subway Surfers on his monitor, watching Killers of the Flower Moon in 35-second snippets on TikTok, sending the Russo brothers their own IP address in a direct message because he made a lighthearted joke at Martin Scorsese's expense. Mods, check this person's Letterboxd account, okay? It'd be so funny if I'm not gonna do it, so don't get your hopes up. It'd be so funny if one day I just went live and I was doing like a hip-hop dancing stream or something like that. And I didn't talk about it at all. I just started like... You can't see what I'm doing because the camera doesn't... There's a lot going on. None of it's good, though. Dancing is really funny. You got to keep that opinion to yourself. People really aren't ready for that opinion yet, even though it's totally true. Like, when someone's like, I express my emotions through words, I'm like, yeah, me too. When someone's like, I express it through song, I'm like, that's pretty based. When someone's like, I move my body to express my emotions, I'm like, come on. What emotions? Sorry. I've been to the ballet. It's pretty cool, don't get me wrong. Like, it's cool on like an artistic level, and then it's also cool on like a physical level. You're like, wow, look at the stuff like the human body can do. But I'm like, no one's ever like, oh, you really want to cry? See this dance. Yo, this dance will change your life. And then it's fucking, oh. Hey, sexy lady. Oh. Open Gangnam Style. Ryan, you gotta play Rainbow Six again. It's popping. He should play Rainbow Six again. It's popping. I think you're a normal person who likes Rainbow Six. I don't think you were a chat GPT bot created by Ubisoft. You've passed the Turing test. Now, if you're a robot, go ahead and take over the world. I do not think that Ubisoft would make a robot that says, damn, that armor has big zitties. If they did, then go ahead and hit me with the Oscar Isaac, okay? They call it pool, but where's the water? Me when my daughter gets in the bathtub and she says it's like a big swimming pool. I'm like, you sure about that? You might want to check your mathematics on that one, sweetheart. The bathtub is like a big swimming pool. Have you ever seen a swimming pool? They're fucking huge. Our bathtub is, I mean, it's person sized, but still. Kids are small? Yeah, but she's been in a swimming pool. So I hit her with the cold shower. Wrong! What did I tell you? We go until you get it right. We go again. I don't understand why a streamer would pay their own money to go to TwitchCon unless like they were doing some business there or like filming the content. Because like I went to TwitchCon, I don't know, COVID fucked with my perception of time as it did for everybody, but like 4 or 5 years ago, Twitch comped the hotel. I don't think they comped the flight, but we said, if you're gonna comp the hotel, then sure, we'll pay for the flight and we'll go. That's enough to like, you met us in the middle. And then, you know, I did my meet and greet. I had fun, but I was like, I'm not gonna pay, you know, like, between a flight for myself and my wife, a hotel room for the weekend in like a big American city, I'm not gonna pay $3,000 to like, you know, to work. It's a terrible deal. I'd rather pay nothing to fucking be off, I guess. And I don't know, like, different people are into different things. So what do I know? I've only been in the business for 12 years, but I don't know. I just don't know if I buy the networking side of it. Like, I think it's such a boomer way to think about things. It's like when my mom told me when I got started on YouTube, she's like, you should print your YouTube URL on some t-shirts. Then when you wear them outside, it's like free advertising. Yeah, it's like, just ask yourself, you ever heard someone be like, hey, how'd you find the YouTube channel? I saw this dude walking around Kingston, Ontario with a YouTube URL on his shirt, and it's history ever since, right? NL in 1890 be like, just finished my John Philip Sousa 30-minute bully intensity ride. NL in 1890 be like, I beseech you, thou shalt not pass me on the velocipede. When Vaughan Williams' Pomp and Circumstance starts playing, as soon as the sweet sound of da 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 touches thine ears, look for me in the greater distance beyond ye. But plus, like, all Pixar movies are the same anyway. It's always like this fucking, what if shit that was not real was real? Plus the mom has a fucking she's towing a bakery behind her for some reason. The dad's sitting on the shorts, or sitting on the couch in shorts with his, like, the outline of his hog showing through his gray sweatpants, and you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? This shit is rated G. Mom's pulling the damn dump truck into town. And then they're like, what was that movie about? Oh, it's fucking what if water and fire fell in love? And you're like, I didn't get any of that shit at all. Do people not examine, like, themselves and then the world around them, and then themselves and then the world around them, and like modify their feelings and behaviors as a result of that? I just couldn't get over, like, if you're like 12 and you're at the Pearl Harbor Memorial and you're like, check it out, boo, 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 I'm shooting at a Japanese Zero kamikaze pilot, mom, boo. I'm like, okay, you're 12, like, you're supposed to suck, no disrespect. When they were like, you know, people in their 40s and 50s and 60s there, I'm like, what the hell is, show some respect, man. I'm not even from the country, and I'm showing some respect, but come on. You're like 55 years old, and you're like at the Pearl Harbor Memorial, and you're like, $8 for a hot dog, that's crazy. That's not the point, you idiot. Obviously, you shouldn't be paying $8 for a hot dog at the Pearl Harbor Historic Sites, but it's really like you're in a site with unbelievable importance for, like, global history that we're still living in today, and you're like, the hot dogs are expensive. Shut up, idiot. Go to the Costco. That's not what it's not here to sell hot dogs. Like, not every venue on earth has to be like, whoa, 22 bucks for a t-shirt, 8 bucks for a hot dog. What are they trying to do here? Just relax. Did you see that Diablo 4 is doing like a blood drive to unlock new items? I only saw it because I saw a quote tweet of the promotion today and said, unfortunately, I can't access the new Diablo 4 items because I'm gay. Oh, man. It's like, it's a great idea, but maybe they didn't think through all the repercussions. You still can't donate blood if you're gay? I don't know. Like here, like in Canada, you definitely couldn't the last time I donated blood. Now I'm thinking, imagine like when they take your blood, they're like, are you gay? And you're like, no, bro, come on. And then they do like the fucking thing from The Thing, and they put like a hot wire to it, and the blood like jumps up, and it's like, ah, get out of here. Man, in hindsight, I definitely should have known that Star Wars was rinsed when they gave Yoda that lightsaber fight at the end of Attack of the Clones. Instead, because I was like a dumbass 12-year-old, I was like, oh, Yoda can fight, Yoda's so strong. Yahoo.com, what is Yoda's power level? Yoda's power level is possibly the highest of all the Jedi Masters. Oh, son of a bitch. What the fuck was I thinking, man? Should have been asking about Ray Liotta's power level in Goodfellas. They don't live off the blood. They use a protein in the blood to create eggs. Either way, they're good at what they do. You know how I know mosquitoes are good at what they do? No one's ever like, we got to save the mosquitoes. Those fuckers pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. They're saving themselves. If anything, they're so good at what they do. They're like Canada geese. The rhetoric around mosquitoes is like, it wouldn't be that bad if we started killing all of them. Try that in a small swarm. That is good. That is good stuff. By the way, did you see the Reddit thread yesterday that was like, what thing is real that blows your mind? You know, we gotta start with the Arcana. People were like, oh, time dilation on a planetary scale. Shit you're never gonna interface with, like, in your real life. Then you say, oh, the fact that, like, the Big Bang was the creation of all matter in the universe. Like, what the fuck happened before the big, like, what was the Big Bang? What was the damn, like, orb sitting in before it exploded if it wasn't sitting in the universe, right? Not a single person said the fact that you can know that you know something, but it takes you like a minute sometimes in order to figure out the thing that you know. If someone says, who played Ari Gold on Entourage, you'll be like, hang on a second, I know that one. I just got to send the guy back in my brain to pull out the Jeremy Piven volume and then bring the Jeremy Piven volume up to like my executive functioning frontal lobe and go, it's Jeremy Piven. Your brain is legit like a librarian, man. It's crazy. You check the computer and it's like, yeah, we got like 8 pieces of information about Jeremy Piven. He was in, he played Ari Gold on Entourage. He was going bald when he was a writer on the Larry Sanders Show, but then miraculously just started regrowing his hair again. He plays the supplicant to the dean in Old School. We got a little bit of a key value pair going on Jeremy Piven back there. But I don't know that I know it until I send the dude back to get the Jeremy Piven book. Instead, they're all like, it's crazy how, like, if gravity affects the flow of time. I'm like, bitch, this is not relevant, okay? You're not Isaac Asimov. Bro thinks he's Oppenheimer. They were trying to sell Kate hard on like a diamond ring, and I was like, you're barking up the wrong tree. You know she's 31 years old, right? She's not 131 years old. What is a borderline Zoomer gonna do with a fucking diamond ring? She already has an engagement ring and a wedding ring. And that lady, I swear to you, she dropped a line on Kate that was so audacious that I had to begrudgingly admire it. She said, see, you've got your engagement ring and you've got your wedding ring. Those are called your petty rings or something like that. And I was like, uh-huh. And then she was like, to round out your, first off, as an insult, but secondly, to round out your diamond essentials, all you need is one more diamond ring, a diamond necklace, and a diamond bracelet. And I said, what the hell? Literally, we were just walking by the store, and all of a sudden, she's like, can I put you down for 3 pieces of diamond jewelry? And I'm like, nobody outside of the diamond industry has ever heard of these rules. You need to get like there's a set bonus that comes from having 5 pieces of diamond merchandise. Weapons, whetstone. Weapons get +1 damage. It doesn't sit. Oh, you ready? Gotta change my game name. Being a streamer is hard, dude. It's very important though to change your game name when you were playing an M-rated game. Because all the 17-year-olds who are half my age can't legally watch Lies of P because it's too violent. But they can watch this. The art in this game is more fucked up than any violence you will ever see in any Martin Scorsese movie. I would rather have my 3-year-old kid sit down and watch Goodfellas with me, see Joe Pesci's brains get blown out of the front of his fucking face, than look at whatever the Reapers got going on here. No disrespect. You know what we need? Like, the MPAA needs to be modernized. Everybody knows, sure, okay, like, I don't think there's a real problem with swearing, but I can understand why some people wouldn't want their kids watching it. Violence, of course. Some, kids, they have a hard time with the delineation between reality and fiction, blah, blah, blah. There needs to be like a weirdness, like it's just giving me bad vibes. They need to employ like a 24-year-old at the MPAA that could be like, we can't let our kids see this, okay? It's not. Like, I feel if you have to explain this to someone who's middle-aged, they would be like, it's not that sexual, she's wearing, like, a full outfit. You'd be like, nah, but it kind of, like, there's something about it. It doesn't pass the vibe check, okay? So we got to make this, like, PG-13, because I don't know what's going to happen to my kid if they grow up playing this. So many normal people in chat hitting me with +2s right now. I really appreciate it. You're keeping me grounded right now. People worship serial killers IRL. That is crazy. Like, there's that one... I think the whole true crime industry is fucked up, man. I say that as someone who loved Serial and, like, season 1 of Making a Murder. Like, I watched, like, the first 10, like, true crime Netflix shows and was like, this is the best shit ever. But I'm like... You know that one? I forget the guy's name, but it was very famous. It was maybe, like, 6 or 7 years ago that the crime took place. The dude murdered his wife and their 2 kids. I saw online that he has like a legion of female admirers. Chris Watts, thank you. Like he murdered his 2 young kids plus his wife, went to prison for life, I'm assuming, and he has a legion of like female admirers. Like, are you stupid? He killed his wife, bro. Are you? And you're like, something with a great deal of disrespect. He basically killed you version 1.0. And you're like, I'm re-upping. I know this might be crazy, but I'm doubling down. He killed his wife. Are you stupid? Like, I don't know what else to say. Are you smoking reefer? Same thing with vampires. Bitch, no the fuck it isn't, because they're not real. That's not a real thing. That's... Wikipedia should accept the G Fuel sponsorship or something. I'm not gonna believe that Jimbo Wales is in trouble until I go to the homepage and I see Jimmy playing fucking Raid Shadow Legends, okay? I see his ass saying we need 100,000 more signups to like Tanks, Age of War. You just gotta download the game and play through the tutorial. And then I'll be like, holy shit. Jimmy, here's $3. I didn't know, I'm sorry. With this, today's Wikipedia is presented by HelloFresh. Fucking stall Andy. Some of us are good at the game without having to stall. Hang on, my DoorDash is here. You can always get a free joke with my DoorDash is here. It's like when the comedians get heckled and then they reply like, you don't see me coming to your job and slapping the dick out of your mouth, and then the audience goes like, oh, it's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. It's just a freebie, and you got to take the freebies when you get them. It would be hilarious if they did that classic little bit, but then like the dude who was heckling was like, "How did you know I work at the dick sucking factory?" You know? Wait a minute. That's privileged information. I've got like, that's confidential info, bro. I'm level 5 security clearance at the Lockheed Martin dick sucking factory. I just found out 6 more secret ways to please your man. We sold that information to Cosmo. Now I gotta change careers. Sorry, boss, my cover's blown. Jimmy Carr knows I work at the dick sucking factory. Yeah, I don't know how he figured it out. He's really smart and funny. I will raise the value of my pair. Me getting cosmetic surgery on my testicles. Honestly, can I say something? This is probably going to offend, I don't know, like 4 billion people worldwide. If your language has masculine and feminine words, get it together. It's 2023, okay? First off, it's very heteronormative. Secondly, who's fucking got time for that? Everyone's busy. I don't have time. You know how many things you can already be corrected on in the English language? I don't need someone popping out of the woodwork and being like, oh, actually, apples are girls. Like, you really expect me to dedicate space in my head to that shit? It's ridiculous. Goated Halloween costume for this year, Ken Bone. Good choice. Just, dude, you know it would be great? So you show up in the fucking sweater with the shirt on top and the mustache, and everyone goes, who the fuck are you? And you go, oh wait a second. Then you pull out some pregnant porn and just start beating it, and they're like, oh, Ken Bone! All right, that guy, Ken Bone. I remember. By the way, can I tell you something? North Americans, we actually have to fix our culture. I'm not being ironic. We were on the beautiful islands of Hawaii, right? We went to Big Island. The island is a volcano. The entire landscape is formed by millions of years of lava flows, right? That then hardened and became a completely unique geographic structure. And like once every 15 years, the volcano erupts a little bit and lava flows down from the peak and destroys a bunch of stuff. First question, like 9 Americans put up their hand in the backseat of the bus. Tour guide said, yeah. They all at the same time said, is that covered by their insurance policy? We cannot let this be our legacy as a people, okay? This is the cosmic wonders of nature. Like 3,000 degree fire that's also liquid is being shot up from the earth. Your first question is like, hey, is that covered by your policy? You weren't meant to you were meant to look at it and go like, and then like get on your hands and knees and go like, we either thank you or we cower in fear of you. We weren't meant to be like, you know, oh, is this considered force majeure according to, it's been a while since I read the terms of service from Prudential. It's crazy, man. This is not simply an American thing, but I have noticed it on Disney cruises in particular, is that you can tell there are people on the boat who live in a city with people in it, and then there's people who have never seen a line before. You know, when there's a 30-person line to do something, you become person fucking 31. Your role is not to go up to the front and then go, is this the line? And then roll your eyes and go, is everything okay here? Yeah, we're all here for the same fucking reason you're here, dumbass. We all need to talk to this person. Is something broken? No, why are you here? I need new towels. Me too, brother. That's why we're waiting, okay? This would never fly in Manitowoc County, Wisconsin. Without the Wright brothers, nothing would fly in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, okay? Let me in. Me at the Vincent van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam open parentheses, I don't like art. They're giving away a free Pokemon card to everyone who goes to visit. +2, +2, +2. I think you're right. I think there should be a Vince Vaughn museum. I don't know why in my head I've now got a little voice of an angry man going like, and even American Pie's gone woke. You see that new damn American Pie? You wouldn't believe it. They got the woman's fucking the pie now. It's not. It used to be the man would stick his dick in the pie. Now they got the lady sticking the pie up her freaking hoo-ha. And it's not even apple pie anymore. It's probably a gluten-free fucking matcha pie or something. Speaking of which, my wife and I, we cleaned up all the leaves that had fallen in our yard, in front of our house, etc., this weekend. I don't know what percentage of chat has done that stuff. Probably like, I'd have to imagine it's probably around an even split. They gotta knock that shit out. Knock that shit off, I should say. It had rained for like a week straight. So on the first dry day we started to get them. The leaf blower does not do well with wet leaves. So we raked that shit up for like 2 hours by hand. Filled up 10... I don't even know how many liters there are. It's probably like 80-liter bags. We filled up 10 80-liter bags with leaves. They don't come to pick it up for like 2 weeks or something like that. So I got to store them in a place where it doesn't rain. And then, like, it took us a couple hours, right, to do this. Looked outside yesterday, especially because our neighbor hasn't done it yet. Looked outside yesterday and I was like, fuck you. You fucking suck. Your yard looks like shit, you piece of garbage. You're disrespecting the whole neighborhood. We're all laughing at you, even though mine looked even worse, like less than 6 hours before. Woke up this morning, looked outside. Can't believe what I saw. 100 million leaves have fallen on the floor. They keep coming, man. They never stop. Then I sent a picture of all of our, like, the bags that we bagged up the leaves in. I sent a picture of them to my mom, and I said, do you guys miss having a yard? And they said, no, but I've done that before, usually while my teenage son was inside playing video games. And I got mad at her. I was like, yeah, I know. That's why this shit sucks so much for me now, is because you didn't instill any discipline in me when I was a kid. You should have been like, get out there and help me. Now at age 34, I would look at this stuff as like, you know, it's just nice to be outside, which is kind of how I looked at it, to be honest. But it's like, come on, Mom, you let me get away with too much as a teenager. And now I'm doing it like the same way with my kid. Like, you know, it's just me, Kate, and Luna, right? So if me and Kate are doing the leaves, she's only 3 years old, so she's got to be outside at least so we can watch her. Not me and Kate like busting our ass on our hands and knees, picking up all these leaves, raking them up, scooping them up, putting them in the bag, and then she's crying on the front step watching her iPad going, I want a smoothie, I want a smoothie. And I'm like, oh my, what the fuck are we doing, man? We ruined our kid already? She just turned 3? She already sounds like a millennial? I always think about that, like, when my mom is like, why does everyone hate baby boomers? And I'm like, well, in hindsight, they had so many like headwinds in their lives that the current generation doesn't have. So there's like, they feel like the ladder has been pulled up after them. That's one of the many reasons. And then my mom said, yeah, but like when we were growing up, like, tailwinds, you're right. See, DL Guiga, you could have corrected me on that one, for Mr. Finance. But she was like, yeah, but every day that I was growing up, we thought like the USSR was going to drop Tsar Bomba on our head. And I was like, well, they didn't, so shut up. Boo frickin' who? Oh, you all thought you were going to be annihilated in nuclear war. Well, you weren't, so shut up. Nice tan, asshole. What the hell?